What up, peace? What up, peace? All right, I'm gonna do a Sunday night little quick market overview, man. Actually, the market's moving a little bit, so I gotta do that too. I've been stuck on this ecosystem stuff. I've been really caring about trading and charting and stuff as much, but I gotta give the audience what they want to, man. And some of you guys want to see my little take on the market, right? So let's do it, right? So this is Kaspa first, man. Let's do Kaspa first because Kaspa first is it. Kaspa's always first in my book when it comes to crypto because it's the best crypto out there. Everybody else just hasn't figured that out yet. They're about to though, man. Look at this ecosystem, dude. I can't stop showing this off for other people. Like, dude, look, this is the start, dude. This is just the beginning, dude. We've had smart contracts for like a month. Oh man, I'm jacked about that stuff. I just covered K Beam, man. Wait, look out for these videos. I covered K Beam, dude. Right? I covered Kaspa Token Hub, right? I even talked about Nacho the Cat a little bit. Yeah, man, I covered Cashy, right? What's that? Where's that at? It's right here. It's like a streaming platform, right? I covered that one. I'm doing a bunch of ecosystem stuff, dude. And like, if you go on YouTube, you type in Caspa ecosystem, man, you're gonna find several videos that I made already, and you're gonna keep finding them, man. Because I love this project, man, and this project's changing the world, dude. I'm excited. Look, we just broke the 200 moving average. Look, uh, it's a low liquidity weekend, but look, it's not a low liquidity weekend with no volume. It's actually that. So I guess that wouldn't make it a low liquidity weekend. It just makes it a weekend, right? It's a high liquidity weekend or okay liquidity. I don't know about high. It's barely above the moving average, but dang the volume exceeded the moving average on the last one, two, three, four candles. And the two before that, it was increasing, right? Up more. You know what I mean? And this one, not so much yet. It looks like it's printing a doji. Does that mean it's getting exhausted? I don't know. We'll see. This is only a 4 hour candle. So what we would want to happen is for this to come back or go sideways and find support and stay above this 200 moving average while resetting the RSI and stuff a little bit, right? While this cools down a little bit. No, well, let me pull that down there, right? Does it let me point with the arrow right here? Like if I just draw another one, will it let me do it? Okay. All right. So yeah, so this RSI cools off a little bit, right? And then that'll come down here a little bit while while price right here goes sideways, right? And then this purple line comes down here and probably it touches it right here and then goes back up a little bit more. It can stay up here for a while, right? But we'll see. We'll see, You can't really ever say, man, we are in a downtrend on the macro, right? Because let's always want to zoom out before you start like counting your chickens on these lower time frames, right? Especially, right? Don't ever be like trying to do super longs in a bear market downtrend, dude. Like if you're longing, like, hey, I'm gonna do 10x leverage, man. I think this thing's gonna go up 10%. Well, you better take profit at 10%. Don't change your mind and be like, you know what? I changed mine. I think it's gonna go up 20%. We because this is why, right? Why? I'm not saying don't be optimistic, right? Unfortunately probably that's probably one of my weaknesses is being too damn optimistic sometimes. But anyway, look down. This is look over here. We're blazing. All this happened in a bear market, by the way. This crap happened in a bear market for Kaspa. Can you believe that stuff? Beast, dude. So anyway, now we got all this. Now we're down to 3 cents, dude. Just under 3 cents, dude. Not financial advice, dude, but I feel like if you ain't buying Kaspa at this price, what are you doing, dude? Why are you even in crypto, dude? Are you not paying attention to what's going on? Like a lot of these guys, I hear them talking about what this project and that project does, and I'm like, have you compared it to other projects, bro? Like these up, like a lot of these guys are not even looking at Kaspa. Well, God bless them, dude. You know what? That's just another person we're gonna go right over, man. You know what I mean? They're just in the way, buddy, and they're not even that much in the way because they can't even compete, dude. Like what we're bringing to the table now, what Caspa, I say we because I'm part of the community, but I didn't, shout out to guys like Jonathan Sampolinski and Michael Sutton. That combo together, man, that was the best pickup. Well, I don't know about the best pickup, but he ever did. I don't want to say what's the best thing someone like him never did. He's done all kinds of great things, but that was a very big, good move when he picked up Michael Sutton. And he was like, help me build this, watch this, block tag. You know what I mean? Yeah. So anyway, that's Kaspa, dude. I'm all like romanticizing the crypto space right now, especially Kaspa's just blowing my mind right now, dude. I can't believe all the stuff they're building on there, bro. But look at Bitcoin right here. All right, so this is Bitcoin on the weekly. I mean, look, dude, if you're a bull, right? Okay, the bull case. What's the bull case? The bull case is we just printed one, two, three, four green candles in a row, right? The white candles are green candles. I should change these back right here. Hold on a second. Because I normally I don't have these green. What did I have before? Gray. I changed the colors. It wasn't gray. Was it blue? We'll make it blue. All right, there we go. So we got blue candles instead, right? It's because psychologically, uh, I think that messes with you. When you see a bunch of red candles, you start making like fearful, decisions. And then when you start seeing too many green candles, you start getting too greedy, right? So, I start getting too greedy. Yeah, let's do that one. Let's use I, right? Plus, it looks cool, right? So, yeah. But anyway, so you could say Bitcoin's printed four green candles, right, in a row, right? Four weekly green candles in a row. That's pretty good, right? It hasn't done that in a while, right? Printed, printed one right here, Doji, and then four in a row. Last time I printed four in a row was when we got to the top of this bear flag right before we capitulated, though. So just keep that in mind because we are rejecting out from underneath these moving average right here. We didn't, but we are holding this moving average, and this is the 200 simple moving average, which a lot of people say is more respected than the 200 exponential moving average. And you could argue that even on this chart right here, right? You could say this thing didn't stop at the 200 moving average, kind of with this wick right here, and then closed it back above it, and then the next one closed above it, but then it kind of just went up through it. It went under it, over it, under it, over it. This one right here, it went under it for one candle and then back above it, and it's been above it, right? And the rest was just wicks. So, I'd say that's a valid argument, right? But anyway, that being said, the dashed green line is the 200 simple moving average. The gray, or I mean and I'm colorblind. The maroonish red line right here is the 200 exponential moving average, right? And those are significant, very significant, right? Even this teal line right here, the dotted dash one, that's the 21 exponential moving average, and that's for like short-term swing trading stuff. So like when price is in a bear flag and goes up and tags that, that's usually a perfect time for a short. Like look at this example right here, right? If you would have put in a short right here, when this wick, as soon as this candle was this was a whole green candle this big at one point. If as soon as it touched this line right here, while in this downtrend right here, which we knew was already in a downtrend, if you would have put in a short right there with 10x leverage, bro, you'd have printed money all the way down to here, right? So, that's where a lot of people like the time frame traders and even short term time frame traders, right? They watch that's why I have this one on the chart, right? It's good for trading, right? Now also the 200 moving average is like so you think if it comes up and rejects from the 200 moving average and that, right? If I say if it prints a big green candle right here, but then half that candle turns into a wick, I'm gonna say, you know what? This happening again is more likely. You want it to break through this right here with volume, more volume than it's showing right here on the weekly, right? But this is a week. This moves slow, dude. Each one little candle takes a whole week, and we could print 10 of them sideways. So I'm not saying we have to go down right now, but I'm saying if, that's the type of stuff you want to watch out for. A whole bunch of big upper wicks when it starts hitting these resistances, right? Look at this big upper wick. It came up here. Nope. And went up here and printed a couple wicks, right? Tweezer tops, and then back down to the bottom of the range. You know, and every time it kept trying to go up, look, that 200 moving average, this was a big green candle above it, but it didn't close above it. That 200 moving average is an M or F'er, right? Like that thing ain't no joke. You have to have real momentum and real volume and real participation in the move in order to flip things like that, right? Uh, it's not a magic line though, right? These market conditions change, dude. That thing ain't magic. It's not like a bunch of people start buying, they're not gonna freaking price ain't gonna go above it. It's gonna blast way past it, right? It's gonna start printing higher highs and higher lows, right? It just ain't ready for all that yet, right? Now, if you look at the MACD under here, this looks promising, right? The blue line crossed above the orange signal line. That means the fast line crossed above the slow line, signaling a little bit more bullish than bearish, right? And it's pointing a little bit up more than down, right? The blue line's pointing a little bit up, right? Right? And it's printing a green histogram right here, right? A little teeny weeny green histogram, but it's a green histogram, right? And it's a second green histogram that's bigger than the last one. So that means the momentum behind the move is growing, right? Now, the direction of the move is not defined perfectly right now. I think it's a little suspect, right? That's the RSI, the relative strength, right? I don't think it's so strong at the very moment because the fast line is kind of rejecting out from underneath the slow line, right? And if that starts pointing down, then this could turn into like high, low, lower high, and then it could go down here, lower, low, and that would be that. Then price would follow in that situation, right? Because you know it just would. I can't explain everything all the time, but I try to explain everything where everybody can understand it, right? Well, this is what happened. This is the whole the bull run that just happened right here, right? Bull flag, bull pennant, right? And then like symmetrical triangle pattern played out right at the top. This dotted dashed orange line right here has been resistance for Bitcoin for a long time. You can swoop all the way back, dude. Resistance and support, right? Like we busted above it in the 2021 bull run, right? Even found support on it for a little while right here. Right, we busted above it. We were riding these moving averages, and then we went and we held above it, and then we went under it, and then we went back above it, rolled it back up for another double top on the 2021, and then and then we lost it. Right, we lost it when we lost the moving averages, and then rejected out from underneath it. Look how many times, dude. Ding, 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 and this is the weekly chart, bro. So you know, and then it was a channel, right? It rode this bottom channel up for a while, right? And then started going sideways with the moving averages, and then we went to the last bull run. We just had this was all the bear market, by the way. When it was building all this bottom structure right here, that's what we're trying to do right now, right? We want all this stuff to happen right here. Like, see this? This is what I'm looking for. This one last flush down and then sideways and then back up and then there we go. Start the next trek. The bull run starts, right? Just starts with a whole bunch of little tiny moves, but like the difference of getting in right here at 16,700 or getting in right before all of this, like say you waited till this to break out, right? Which would be right about above this orange line right here. You got in at like 38, 39,000, right? Instead of 16,000. It's still pretty good entry, right? Because it went all the way up to 126,000. But and it just depends what your risk tolerance is, dude, right? And your competency, obviously, competence, obviously. But you can't be too perfectly competent. It's like if I study my ass off, I'll be able to buy right here every time. No, you won't, right? Because all the people that when all this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weekly count that 8 weeks right there when this thing was going sideways at 16,000, everybody was calling for 10,000. So, it's easy to look at it in hindsight and look and be like, man, that was the bottom, man. And a whole bunch of guys will try to make YouTube videos and say that's where they bought in, and they'll write it down on a piece of paper or somewhere and show you on camera, like, heck out of here, dude. Not saying nobody ever gets lucky, that nobody buys at the bottom. Obviously, somebody buys at the bottom because that's how it starts going into an uptrend, right? People are buying down here, right? And then all of a sudden, more people are buying and selling, and it starts going up here. And then it gets up to these up here. It'll get up past these orange lines again, probably this bull run. It'll probably get up to 120,000 before a whole bunch of these bearish dudes start buying, and they're like, "Oh, all right, well, 126 was the last bull run. We're going to 500,000 or whatever they're gonna call, you know." And then ding, 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 it'll reject out money here, and then coming down here support, and then it'll break above it and support, and then it'll keep going. And you know, what do I think it'll happen? I don't know. I don't want to just throw a number out there, but 270 sounds about good. Anyway, there's a Bitcoin in Kaspa. I'm just playing around. We're having fun with this stuff, guys. I'm more excited about what's being built right now than what the price is doing on everything. So that's why I'm kind of zooming out and having fun with this stuff. Let's look at Ethereum. What's Ethereum doing? Is it outperforming? That would be relevant, right? Well, it's outperforming the dollar. Isn't it funny how sometimes it's not? Ethereum versus the dollar. The dollar's doing better. Ethereum's going down. It seems weird to me, you know what I mean? But I guess that's how you gotta look at stuff. Yes, I always thought, why do you have to look at it versus the dollar? I don't understand, but I mean, I get it now, but I just think it's funny. It's ironic, right? Oh, wait, let's get Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Mm, well, one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 weeks in a row. It's been in this little uptrend or upward motion, we'll call it. It's not a trend, right? It's not making higher highs and higher lows, right? But it's actually making lower highs and lower lows. But if it breaks this, it broke this. I had that drawn out. Look, mother sucker, I had that drawn out. That means I felt like that was the point of angular resistance. So wait, did it break out against Bitcoin? Well, according to my little stuff that I had drawn out before that, yeah, but it's still rejecting out from underneath the 50 exponential moving average on the weekly. So it's gonna have to break through that, printing a little tiny gray candle right here. But I don't know, man. It looks more promising than this one or this one did, right? These ones rejected out from under these lines, under this angular resistance, right? All of these rejection 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then it was like, all right, lost momentum all the way back down, right? Reset the RSI and then come back for another try. Rejection. We didn't like that. Made an upside down hammer, went sideways. Try again. Nope. 1, 2, 3 more rejections, and that's it, man. Lost the steam, right? Try to reset. Go down, reset the RSI, go back down, right? Till we get more buyers, right? Now we got more buyers. Okay, let's try again. What about this level? Is this the bottom? Line up, we'll push it all the way up to here, right? Let's see if we can break it down. Nope. Rejection, 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 rejection. Lose steam. All right, here we go. Back down again, right? And then this one, rejection, rejection. Oh, Eureka! We made it through. Closed above it, right? Even held the 9 exponential moving average, and now this one's holding the 21 exponential moving average and broke structure. So you could say, well, this could be the start of a move. But I would say, well, where's the volume then? But you know what? Let's look at open interest, right? Because what if all the volumes on the ETFs? I learned this from somebody showed me. Uh, ChatGPT showed me, not somebody, right? Where's the indicators? Right here. All right, so open interest, crypto open interest, right? And that's basically volume with ETFs, right? Where is it at? Crypto open interest, right? And that's this right here. I gotta draw a new thingy. Hold on a second, bear with me. But that's this, right? So it's going up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 weekly candles on the open interest too. What about 4 hours? Does that matter? I'm not really good at reading this stuff. I just picked this up, but basically, someone basically told me, look, yeah, look at that big on the 4 hour, right? Look, the MACD showing momentum of the moves going up there. Look, open interest, right? That means there's more buyers and sellers in the um ETFs, right? But this is Ethereum versus Bitcoin, so wait. Yeah, but we're showing the same thing on the Ethereum chart, right? shout out, man. Hit me up on the, if you guys know how to read open interest better. You know what I mean? Because like I was just told, ChatGPT said to keep track of that with volume, right? If that's rising with volume, then that means there's more participants in the move, and it's more likely to be sustainable move, basically, right? How cool is that, right? But anyway, Ethereum looks pretty strong. I ain't gonna lie, right? It looks pretty strong compared to everything else on the 4 hour, right? What does Bitcoin look on the Bitcoin actually looks pretty strong on the 4 hour, probably, yeah. Reclaimed all moving averages on the 4 hour, and look, with volume, with volume, with volume, right? And see, and what? Open interest. One, well, it's showing it got one. That's weird. So the ETFs, okay, the open interest were red candles right here, while these were green candles up here. Wonder what that means. Is that like divergence? I'm about to ask ChatGPT that. I'm gonna learn some new stuff later. But anyway, there's a general market, man, overview, guys. You want me to look at some? Let's look at stablecoin dominance, right? All right, so people are cashing their stablecoins, right? It's going down a little bit, right? For the last few weeks, people have been having less stablecoins, right? That's good, right? Total three. This is everything except for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stablecoins, I think, right? Uh, but we've been going up, right? One, two, three, four, five, six, several weeks. All this right here, right? We got resistance, right? 200 moving average, right? It sound like a broken record, but look, we did break above the 50 moving average. All of these moving averages, right? The 200 SMA, the 100 SMA, the 100 EMA, the 50 SMA, the 50 EMA, all of these. It broke through all that, found support on it, right? And now it's printing a hammer candle right here, right now, right? So there's things that look positive, right? Look at that big wick on the bottom. That means this was a big giant red candle, and then the buyer stepped in and made this a wick, right? That's why these things are called bullish, right? And I think a good way to look at it sometimes is like this is the vessel and this is the rocket. This is the acceleration. Like that's the flame coming out the back of the rocket. So which way is it more likely to go, right? This way, right? Up, right? And now they'll use that as the only thing you think to look at something. Oh, look, all the wicks are on the bottom. Kas Knight said it's going to go up. That's just one thing that you can use for confluence when you're looking at things, right? Shapes of candles and things like that, right? Anyway, I thought that was informative, man. Let me guys know what you guys want to hear, man. What do you guys want to see, man? Look, Solana just reclaimed all moving averages, right, and is also printing like a hammer candle. It'd be better if it was a green hammer candle, but hey, it looks pretty good, right? Right this second, right? Bit tensor towels trying to break back over 200. And let me tell you what, if you guys weren't stacking tau, dude, before I was under 200, when it breaks above this 200 moving average, forget about it. This thing's gonna blast off back up to like 400, 500 bucks quick, dude. This thing moves, dude. Yeah, not financial advice, dude, because I'm just learning this stuff just like you. I'm just putting videos of me learning it on YouTube so you guys can watch me learn and laugh at me or learn with me. You know what I mean? Render, dude, this one's cool. This is like a GPU renting thing, right? You rent GPUs from them if you want to like program AI or build AI or render freaking videos and footage for video games and things like that, right? This one's gonna do well, I think, right? $1.47, dude. This thing's gonna hit $10 easy in the next bull run, dude. So that's a discount, right? What else you guys want to see? Look, gold. What's gold doing? You guys care about commodities? I don't, but I guess they're good little indicators as well. They're just another thing you look at, right? Commodities, they're doing all right. People are like comfortable buying gold right now. It looks like it is rejecting out from underneath the 200 simple moving average though. So I would say probably go down again, right? A little bit. Oil's in an uptrend. People ain't too happy about what's going on in Iran right now. I don't think, right? So the cost of oil is going up a little bit, but not too bad. $85. It's not friggin' like it was, right? All right. This is all everything except for the top 10 cryptos, right? So this is like, what's the top 10 crypto? Yeah, let's look at the crypto levels too, right? Look at this data thing. Don't get psyched out by this. This is Fugazi. I even looked into it just because it bothered me. And this is just a rebrand, basically. So it went from zero market cap to whatever, to a 351 million market cap overnight because they just moved from one chain, whatever they called themselves before they called themselves streamer data, right? I forget what the project was called before that, but it's just another project. It did not go up 78,000%. Yeah. All right. But anyway, let's look at the top 10 projects, right? So others is going to be tracking everything except for the top 10. So Hyperliquid, Tron, Solana, XRP, stablecoin, Binance, another stablecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. None of that stuff's tracked. Everything under there, Dogecoin, Rain, and everything below Kaspa, Monero, Chainlink, and so on and so forth will be tracked under this others chart, right? So all that stuff has been in a steady sideways motion, I would say. All right. General market overview. Kas Knight out, guys. Give me some feedback, guys. Share some of these videos and stuff like that, man. And check out the ecosystem stuff, dude. I'm going to be doing lots and lots of ecosystem stuff, guys. So, yeah, I'll get excited about Casper. We're taking over the whole crypto space right now. God bless you guys, man. And, Kas Knight out.